So let me ask you this. I know my heart tells me that you had that conversation with Coach Jones to say thank you. So how did that conversation go? I know you had it.
I've thanked him over many years. Every year I've seen him, I thank him for, for him being in my life at an early age. He was one of the mentors, early mentors. He was like a father figure to me at an early age. And every time I see him, because, he moved away. When I went to high school, he started working for the Boys and Girls Club, but actually it was the Boys Club of Toledo. He got a major promotion, and he moved to Illinois, Peoria, Illinois. So always stayed in contact with him. Even when he left Peoria, Illinois, and went out to California, and been out there for many years, and then he came back to Toledo just recently. So I've always thanked him for giving me that gift of shooting a jump shot that everybody talks about. That was my
We
trademark.
all do.
In the city.
Still is. So, why was it so difficult for you to tell your mom that you've been cut?
It was a pride thing. She knew I was trying out for the basketball team. And the first time I've ever been cut from a team, I made the baseball team, Little League baseball team. I was on the 7th grade football team. I played soccer when I was at Robinson Junior High. And I think it was a pride, and I was ashamed to tell her that I had got cut. So after I got cut, I didn't go home for 3 straight days. And I didn't tell her what was going on. And then Coach Jones asked me to be the manager. I said, oh, yeah, I'll be the manager. And then he said, well, why? And I said, well, I don't know how to shoot. He said, well, I'll teach you how to shoot, man. I was so happy. And then when he was teaching me how to shoot, I stuck with it. I followed directions. And I was disciplined enough to be there. Because he wasn't going to teach me how to shoot unless I was there every day at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I was there. I was there at 6:45 every day.
Wow.
I didn't live too far from Robinson. I probably lived about 2 blocks away from Prospect.
So, what do the discipline, what role did your mom play in all this? I mean, talk about family a little bit about your mom. Give her some credit.
I'm the oldest of 7. I had a brother who is deceased, 4 sisters. My father died when I was 6 years old, my biological father. I was raised by my stepdad and my mom, and I'm from Ashton, Kentucky. A lot of people didn't know that I was from Ashton, Kentucky, and that's why I went back to Kentucky. Moved here when I was in the 4th grade. But I've always had a father in the home. I've always had my mom, and my mom took care of us, and my stepdad was a working man. My stepdad, Alfonso Farrell. And I was raised in a loving home. My mom and my grandmother, I would always go back to Kentucky, but my grandfather, I think, put the work ethic in me.
Is that right?
Yeah, because when I first came back up here to Toledo, when we moved here in the 4th grade, I would ride the train back to Ashton, Kentucky. My mom would put me on the train at 11 o'clock at night. My grandmother would pick me up at 7 in the morning. Back in the day. Here I am, probably 8, 9 years old. And I'm getting on the train at 11 o'clock at night.
By yourself?
Riding all night by myself. Nothing happens. I get there at 7. My grandmother picks me up. And every day I had to work with my grandfather. He was a farmer. He would get us up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because that's when he'd start. He'd start his day. And I'd work all day. A little for nothing. I had to beg my grandfather, say, hey, grandfather, can I go swimming today? We've been up since. So I think that's where I got my work ethic from, was my grandfather.
So, there were some good meals coming out that table then if you was on the farm,
because
man.
My grandfather and my grandmother, they got everything from the farm.
There's some serious meals.
Oh, yeah. He slaughtered his hogs, the pigs. He showed me how to wrench a chicken and cut the head off and skin the chicken. Grew all the vegetables. I think the only thing he probably went to the store to get was some milk. Everything else was
yeah.
from the ground, you know.
So, what I feel like, I'm back to sports now. What did it feel like the first time you dropped that first winning shot? And what was? I know you remember.
I can remember I was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing Lima Senior. I was on the JV team, and I was a starting point guard. And we beat Lima Senior, and I think it was my first game as a freshman. I had 15, 16 points that night, and we ended up winning. Well, actually, we were undefeated my freshman year at Scott. We were 20-0. And that felt real good.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was like, I'm playing on the JV team, you know. I'm going to play with the freshmen. All the freshman guys are my buddies from the 8th grade year.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not playing with them. Now I'm with the JVs. So I'm moving out somebody that's friends on the sophomore team.
Right.
So it caused a little dissension. Here this little freshman guard is starting on the JV team, playing with all these sophomores, and all my freshman buddies are down here. So, you know, being at the top, I learned very early that it's lonely at the top.
You're okay.
You know, because you're up there by yourself,
Yeah.
and then all your friends is over here. They're a little jealous. Oh,
Yeah.
he think he better than.
Yeah.
But I'm not really thinking that way.
Of course.
You know. And then here's the other guys up here on the JV team that's pretty pissed off at you because you moved out their buddy.
Yeah.
You know.
That's, it's interesting that you would, still identify and understand that that's what happened at that time.
Yes.
So what kind of skill set did you develop to handle all that? You're a freshman.
I used to walk home every day with a guy named Tyrone Riley. He was a good friend of mine.
Shut up.
And Tyrone's an attorney here in Toledo.
Yeah.
We became real good friends, and actually, Tyrone, he was one of the guys that thought he was going to be playing in front of me, but he was playing on the JV team at that time.
Okay.
He lived on Oakwood and Waite, and I lived at Prospect and Forest, so we walked home every day. So he was one of my good friends when I was a freshman on the JV team.
Still got a relationship now?
Oh, yeah, still got a good relationship. I always talk about that all the time. I said, man, you're my only friend that I have.
Let me ask, since I'm kind of acquainted with Ty, and a lot of people are, we won't be disparaging, but what was his game like? You know what I mean?
He had a good game.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He was one of them guys, give you that pump fake, mid-range game.
Yeah, yeah.
Handle the ball very well.
Okay.
You know, he just ran into a hot shot little freshman. He shot a little bit better than he could.
So I was going to ask you about the neighborhood. What were you doing playground ball out over at Robinson or where?
We played at Smith Park.
Okay.
Robinson. I was over there at the playgrounds at Robinson. Sometimes I'd go up to St. Teresa. I made the rounds early in the mornings. I would go up to Robinson in the mornings. Mm-hmm. Coach would give me things to work on in the morning with my ball handling. I remember I had a pair of glasses where I could see up, but I couldn't see down.
All right.
And so I used to go there early in the morning. I always get up early in the morning and go play ball over at Robinson and work on my game. Then I go to Smith Park and play 5-on-5 full court because the courts are still up there at Smith Park now. And then to work on my half-court game, I used to go over to St. Teresa. There was a lot of older guys over there playing all the time.
Okay.
And I would be sitting on the sideline just waiting my turn to get in. And then I'd get in, and then it taught me how to get away from the defense and get my shot off.
Okay. Ooh.
And guys started picking me when I started hitting. They said, this little guy, who is this little guy?
Yeah.
So I started getting picked early during the half-court game in St. Teresa.
So, the competitive edge, that's some kind of phrase that people use to talk about what you had that somebody else didn't have. We know it was a shot, but it had to be more than a shot. What else was going on in Truman Claytor's head as he played?
Well, I wanted to win championships. You know, when I came up, during the time that I was coming up, UCLA was always winning national championships, and I'd always watch UCLA win, and I'd always want to be on the winning team. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that's what drove me. You know, as being a good teammate, play good team basketball and win championships. Mm-hmm. That's all I cared about. But it just turned out that way where if we were in a close game and Coach Williams or Coach Adams would keep me in the game. I would have good games. I'd score a lot of points. But most of the time, if we were up 15, 20 points, they would take me out the game and let the other guys play. And they didn't think about me adding the stats or scoring a lot of points. Because basically, when I was in high school, if I had a 40-point game like against Terry, I had to play the whole game because the game was tight. Or if I had 46 when I played against Rogers, the game was tight. And, you know, all the rest of the games, if I played against Start at halftime, I'd get 22 at half. Mr. Williams would set me down, let the other my other teammates play. So he was more of a guy that cared about winning championships. Bunk Adams was too.
There's two schools I thought about that. You know, you could have padded the stats, but people saw you could shoot. The other thing, they could have saved your legs. You know, they could have saved you from injury by thinking like that. But since we're on both Bunk and Mr. Williams, let's start with Bunk and tell me what that relationship is and what he gave you.
Oh, God, he was a tough,
hard-nosed. Still is.
Yeah, he was. Hey, he would run you, work you hard. The discipline that he demanded from his players was pretty tough. And I can remember one time, I'm a sophomore, I'm going against a junior. We're running wind sprints, lines. You know, you go one line, foul line, go back. And I was running very hard, and he just stopped practice. And he asked the junior, he said, "Why is this sophomore running harder than you? You know, why is he doing that?" And so he respected me because he knew I had something inside of me. You know, but he was a hard-nosed, tough guy, very disciplined, and I learned a lot from him. Even back in the early days, he would make me sit in. If I had an open period in school, I would go to his classroom and sit in the back and watch film, how to get better, how to get my shot off. If I wasn't playing defense, you know, I would watch film of the game before. And he taught me that.
So, still relationship with him?
Oh, yeah, I still see him. You know, we talk about it. Sometimes I blame him about losing the state championship. He wanted the substitute record and winning the state. So he was pissed and said, "Watch the film and see who didn't do what he was supposed to do." You know how he is.
Yeah, you're never going to give in.
No, no.
So, lead us to your, the other, well, many coaches in your life, but Ben at Scott. Coach Williams,
Man, hey, Coach Williams, you know, I played for him as a freshman. He was a little bit looser than Coach Adams, and Coach Adams always talked about, "Oh yeah, I was more disciplined," and Mr. Williams wasn't. Coach Williams was a disciplinary too, you know, but he did it in a different way than you did it. You know, you demanded stuff from players in a different way than Coach Williams, but Coach Williams, I think he made a decision early in the summer when we were playing summer basketball that I was going to be a point guard. Because I just knew I was going to be the shooting guard, and I had a buddy that was a point guard, and Mr. Williams said, "Well, I'm going to put you at the point," you know, and I think that kind of changed my whole career at that time, where I was mainly the ball handler, the shooter, facilitator, play good defense. He wanted me to develop an all-around game because he's seen big things for me to go on to the next level.
Wow.
You know, because I at that time, you know, I was just thinking about, well, I can go to college. You know, I wasn't even thinking about, well, going on a scholarship until Mr. Williams and Bunk always talked about going to college. You know, and then a lot of people don't know I went to visit Ohio University where he graduated from. And then I went to Bowling Green State University and visited that school.